Hey everyone, it is Dani'i and welcome to this another hurricane season countdown video. So in this video, we are going to be talking about quite a bit because we have new predictions that are out for the hurricane season. So we'll be touching on that. And as per usual, we're going to be taking a look at what is currently happening in terms of the weather activity, of course, and what is expected throughout this week. But we're really going to be focusing on the predictions for the hurricane season, and I'll be breaking down what is really expected and what is likely to be the outcome as best as possible in this video. And so before I go into details, okay, and so we are 52 days away from the official start of the hurricane season. 52 days. So time is winding down pretty quickly as usual. And so first we are taking a look at satellite and we're seeing that things are pretty normal for the most part. We do have a cold front that extends from the Atlantic down into the vicinity of the Caribbean. And here in Jamaica, we are enjoying it. It's pretty cool here, especially the western side of the island where we've been having rainfall and things are pretty cool and overcast as well, with sometimes a little bit of gusty winds. But the main part of this is the cool temperatures, which I am enjoying because the heat is just horrible. And so as we head to next month, though, it's going to be the rainy season, so we can expect an increase in precipitation across the island. But yes, we do have that cold front, and aside from that, we do have some other areas of some deep convection just off Africa out in the Atlantic and also in the vicinity of portions of South and Central America. So that little cluster of thunderstorms right there is likely bringing those areas some showers and maybe some thunderstorms as well. But aside from those, nothing major, no signs or hints of potential tropical cyclone development. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Caribbean. And there we have that cold front. As I said, it is affecting sections of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands, eastern Cuba, Jamaica, even going down into portions of Central America as well. We also have some other random lingering moisture around the region, so nothing very significant going on right there. So now let's go ahead and take a look at what the GFS is expecting, and then we're going to go ahead and look at overall conditions and then the predictions that are out for the hurricane season. Here we are taking a look at the total accumulated precipitation in inches that is expected between now and next Sunday on the 17th of the month. And so we have the different colors. Of course, they mean different totals. So when we really have the greens going to that very dark blue shade, that's nearly under an inch. As we head to a lighter blue shade and go to that lilac shade, that's between 1 and 2 inches. And then as the color gets darker, go into that burgundy shade, that is when we have up to about 6 inches of rainfall. And so we're seeing that for most of the northern Caribbean, also portions of the South Caribbean, quite a bit of rainfall is expected throughout this week. So for most areas in the Greater Antilles, up to about 1 inch of rainfall or a little bit over that total is expected between now and next Sunday. And so we are seeing some lilac shades in sections of eastern Cuba, Jamaica, and in portions of Hispaniola and also Puerto Rico. And so those areas might see a little bit more rainfall. So we're going to have all that moisture streaming in, and there's also going to be a high pressure that's going to be influencing all that rainfall that's going to be expected throughout this week. And so now let us go ahead and take a look at the new predictions that are out for this hurricane season. So we have 3 new predictions that are out. So one is actually from the 4th of April. This is from AccuWeather, and so AccuWeather is expecting that there will be about 16 to 20 named storms, of which 6 to 8 could achieve hurricane status, and then 3 to 5 major hurricanes. And so these numbers are pretty significant because they are indicating that we will likely see an above average hurricane season. And so, I mean, the best case scenario with this prediction would be the lower end, where we have 60 named storms, 6 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. But the definitely worst case scenario with this would be 20 18 named storms, 8 hurricanes, and 5 major hurricanes. And that's a little bit similar to what we saw last year. And I mean, last year was what, the third most active season in recorded history. And so it is likely that we will see maybe a repeat of last year. Hopefully things aren't much worse, but we can definitely expect an above average hurricane season because, again, that neutral and so, or that La Nina, that weak La Nina is what is expected, especially as we head towards the latter parts of this year. And so remember, La Nina really means that we will likely see more tropical cyclone activity throughout the Atlantic basin. Neutral conditions mean that things are pretty normal, but that doesn't mean that we are safe here because an average total of storms would still be significant. Remember, it only takes one. When we look at 2019, it was really one storm that stood out. That was Dorian. For 2018, it was Michael. So it really just takes one storm to cause massive destruction. Last year, it was Ida, which was the storm responsible for the majority of the damages caused throughout the season, because last year, damages were over $80 billion. And so most of that was as a result of Ida. And it wasn't even when Ida was a major hurricane. It was when the remnants made their way up to the northeastern U.S. and caused unprecedented flooding in portions of the northeast. And so our next prediction that we have is from Tropical Storm Risk. And so they are expecting something similar to their previous prediction on December 10th of last year. So they are expecting 18 named storms, 8 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes. The only change is that there is one more major hurricane expected than what they initially anticipated last year. And so next we have Colorado State University, CSU, that is expecting 19 named storms and 9 hurricanes and 4 major hurricanes. So these are pretty significant predictions, and the average number of storms is about 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. So we are seeing that more than average number of storms are expected this hurricane season. That is all due to the ENSO phase that we are expected to see as we're going to be moving further down into the year. But please remember, guys, that whatever is happening right now, the predictions now, they don't have to be the outcome. As the name says, they are predictions. It's what could happen, not what will happen for a fact. So we really have to wait and see. But the general agreement or the general consensus right now is that we could see an above average hurricane season. And so now let's go ahead and take a look at the potential for us to have early season development. So I mean, in the past, we have seen a lot of preseason storms, and for the past 7 consecutive years, we have had preseason development. So here is a graph that is showing the number of storms in each month, and we see that lead-in is the month of May with a total of 52 storms recorded in that month throughout history. And so following May, we have December with at least 28 storms in total, and then we have April, January, then February, and then March. So it is most likely that May would be the month where we could see a tropical cyclone developing. I mean, that's been happening for the past 7 consecutive years. And even though that doesn't determine whether or not we will see it again this year, it is a possibility because, I mean, things are getting warmer. We are in a La Nina. And once we have those persistent conditions, then it is going to be increasing the likelihood of us seeing a preseason storm. And so what about April? Could we see a storm later this month? Well, I would say the chance is very low for that to happen because throughout history, there have been only 7 named storms within the month of April. So when we take that and compare it to May, we see a huge difference. And that is why it was being taken into consideration for the start of the hurricane season to be moved to the 15th of May. And so we'll see if that discussion comes up again. And so that is really it for this update. Share your thoughts with me in the comments. What do you think will happen this hurricane season? And so if you found this video to be quite informative, please give a thumbs up. And you can also share your thoughts with me in the comments or ask a question. I will try to respond as best and as soon as I can. And of course, remember to always be weatherwise.